It's not just a question of watching the next display item, but of savouring the sound as well as the sight. Today, the aircraft we're about to see is a truly unique piece of flying history. This is the only airworthy example of its illustrious type anywhere in the world. Once this example stops displaying, whenever that might happen, we'll never see its like again. The fact of this aircraft's design a tribute to the very best of British engineering, and the same goes for its return to flight at the end of 2007. Lined up on the runway now and about to roll for takeoff. It's a sound you won't want to miss. Ladies and gentlemen, XH558, the world's only airworthy Avro Vulcan B2. Well, this is an aeroplane with an immense amount of brute force about it. Originally designed as part of the great triumvirate of V bombers, the others being the Vickers Valiant and the Handley Page Victor. The Avro Vulcan is also, as you'll see as she flies past, an immensely graceful aeroplane. The design, one of the great products of the AV Row company, Avro, inspired by the designer of the Lancaster, Roy Chadwick, who sadly died before the prototype Vulcan could take to the air. Prototype, the Avro 698, first flew in 1952. Its agility then was astonishing. Indeed, not that long afterwards, one of the prototypes was rolled by its test pilot, Rolly Falk, at the Farnborough Air Show. Such was the confidence that the Vulcan pilots had in the design.
Oh my goodness. Wait for it.
Come on over. Come over, don't turn. Who's turning?
Of course, the Vulcan was never called upon in anger during the Cold War. That nuclear deterrent that Britain and other nations maintained helped contribute to that. But it was towards the twilight of this type's operational career that it did sea service in anger. Specifically on the 30th of April 1982, when, supported by Victor tankers and other Vulcans, one Vulcan XM607 managed to hit the centre line of the runway at Port Stanley in the Falkland Islands with one bomb and the edge of the runway with another. It made the runway unusable for fast jets of the Argentine Air Force. Up until the first Gulf War, this was the longest bombing raid in history, a round trip of almost 7,800 miles. Vulcan XH558 that we see here this year celebrates its own 50th birthday. It was the first Vulcan V2 to be accepted into service by the RAF, making its first flight on the May 1960.
The after-thrust is
Just a few days ago, it was 50 years to the day since this aircraft gave its first air displays at the Battle of Britain Day shows at Finningley and Waddington, both former Vulcan bases. When it made its last flight in RAF service in early 1993, many thought that the sight of a Vulcan on the display circuit would never happen again, but they would be proved. That's all thanks to the Vulcan to the Sky Trust. The funding campaign to support this aircraft has been on a knife edge since its very earliest days, but it's so far always pulled back from the brink. It was remarkable in many ways that the aircraft was able to fly again in civilian service, doing so late in 2007. It's almost even more remarkable that it's remained on the airshow circuit since then. Sort of spectacle that the aircraft creates, just like that, with the Vulcan howl audible there, that's ensured the popularity of this aeroplane. But its flying future beyond this season is still far from certain, and it's down to you, the public, to keep this aircraft where it belongs. To get this far has cost something around £8 million, it's estimated. There have been many important major contributions. Sir Jack Hayward, of course, with his outstanding generosity, likewise Eddie Forrester of Aerobytes, and many other corporate backers in one way or another, companies such as AD Holdings, Air BP, BAE Systems, EADS, Goodrich, Jefferson, Judd Power, Kearsley Airways, Meggitt, Messier Doughty, and Rolls-Royce. But you, of course, can still do your bit to help. The Vulcan to the Sky Trust, of course, is desperately keen to see XH558 being around to help celebrate the London Olympics in 2012 and that year, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. Running in then on the left for a overshooting pass this Arrow Vulcan V2. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is an aircraft very worthy indeed of your support. Do go to the Vulcan to the Sky Trust website. Do go to the Vulcan to the Sky Trust stand here at Filton today to find out how you can do your bit to keep this aircraft flying and to keep it displaying like that. A stunning finale to the Vulcan display, climbing out at full power before departing to Campbell.
That's brilliant.
The Trust's website, www.vulcan.com.